Today, you're hearing from myself, Roddy Lynn Rusnick-Kiniski. I am the director of Lakehead University Community Legal Services. We are a legal aid funded community legal clinic located in Thunder Bay within the Boer-Alaskan Faculty of Law. With me today is Emma Dew and Andrea Thompson, both of whom will be presenting to you. They are two of our students that have been with us all summer, and they're going into their second year. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Emma and Andrea.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrea, and presenting with me today is Emma. We are both going into our second year at the Boer-Alaskan Faculty of Law. And this summer, we are working as legal advocates with Lakehead University Community Legal Services, also known as LUCLS. Today, we are going to be looking into what LUCLS is and what we do. I will also be providing some information regarding further community resources.
So before we begin, we'd like to acknowledge that we're currently presenting from the traditional lands of the Fort William First Nation, signatory to the Robinson Superior Treaty of 1850. We offer our gratitude to the people of the Fort William First Nation for their care for and teachings about our earth and our relations. May we honor those teachings.
Okay, so we'll start off by telling you a little bit about who we are. LUCLS is an initiative of our law school, the Boer-Alaskan Faculty of Law, in partnership with Legal Aid Ontario. Much of our funding is generously provided by Legal Aid Ontario, as well as Lakehead University and the Law Foundation of Ontario. We are based on a student caseworker and review counsel model. Under this model, students, caseworkers handle the case, but any legal work they do is monitored and approved by our licensed lawyers. This provides education for caseworkers while ensuring competent and professional services to our clients.
So just a quick disclaimer, this presentation is limited because we can't provide legal advice about specific legal issues. However, we can and will be providing legal information in response to any questions raised. So to clarify, the difference is legal advice provides people with opinions about how the law would apply to a particular situation, whereas legal information is providing people with general information, such as what the law is.
So a little bit more about LUCLS. We've been operating for about 8 years now. We offer hands-on experiential learning for the law students in second and third year, as well as free legal services to low-income residents of Northwestern Ontario. We can service most matters in the Thunder Bay, Fort William, First Nation, Nipigon, Marathon, Schreiber, and the Greenstone area, with a few exceptions. The free legal services we provide to our clients range from legal advice to full representation and more. LUCLS also provides outreach services to community members and organizations. We thrive to be a source of legal support and education for all. One way we fulfill this task is by providing public legal education presentations just like this one. We also offer presentations on specific areas of law upon request. If you or anyone you know would like to benefit from one of our presentations, please call our office for more information.
So what would a clinic be without its staff? We currently have 4 review counsel at our clinic who oversee all work and communications by our student caseworkers. We have Roddy Lynn Rusnick-Kiniski, who's our director and here with us today. We also have Joanna Goldberg, Amy Parker, and Mike Marr. We also have our 2 amazing administrative staff members, Tula and Nidhi, who ensure the daily operations of the clinic run smoothly. Nidhi and Tula are often the first people our clients will encounter when they seek our services. And finally, we have our caseworkers. Each summer, we hire between 6 and 8 students, and in the fall, we have between 16 and 20 students enrolled in the 4-credit course.
Okay, so our clinic is located inside the Boer-Alaskan Faculty of Law's beautiful PACI building. Our clinic can be accessed at the building's north side entrance off of Red River Road, where the star is on the map. Our offices are just inside those doors on the left-hand side.
The best way to reach us is by telephone. Any member of our team can be reached at the main reception line or using our toll-free number. Alternatively, we welcome emails to legalservices.law@lakeheadu.ca. And of course, more information can also be found on our website and our Facebook page.
So speaking now to who our clients are those people who are most vulnerable in Thunder Bay and the surrounding district. The clients we service are those who cannot afford to privately retain a lawyer do not qualify for a legal aid certificate, require more service than duty counsel can provide, and do not know how to go it alone. To qualify for our free legal services, applicants must meet the Legal Aid Ontario financial eligibility guidelines for clinics. If an applicant's household income and assets are below the threshold, then they are financially eligible to use our services. Applicants are automatically financially eligible if their family's primary source of income is from any of the following social assistance programs: Ontario Works, Ontario Disability Support Program, Old Age Pension and Guaranteed Income Support, War Veterans Allowance, Canada Pension Plan, or Workplace Safety Insurance Board benefits.
Moving on now to our 5 service areas, our clinic is able to provide services in these areas because the Law Society of Ontario has regulated the types of cases that law students are allowed to appear on. First, we have provincial offenses. So this area covers offenses under the Provincial Offences Act. We also deal with criminal offenses. Specifically, we handle what we like to refer to as minor criminal code offenses. We also take on landlord and tenant matters, specifically only files acting for tenants against their landlords. We also cover civil disputes to the extent that there are matters heard in small claims court or one of our many provincial tribunals, and we also cover matters in employment law. We'll spend the next few slides speaking a little bit more of each of these areas in more detail.
Looking more closely at provincial offenses matters, we can see that there are a variety of different acts a person can be charged under. Any person can easily find themselves with a ticket or summons under one of these laws, and many do. Because these matters often do not qualify for legal aid, our legal clinic may be able to help. Generally, we accept less severe cases with charges laid under the Provincial Offences Act, such as speeding, careless driving, failure to provide insurance, and more. Something like an impaired driving charge is a criminal code offense and not something our students can assist with. We also do not take parking ticket cases. As always, if someone is unsure about whether we can take on their matter, they should call our office.
Looking now at offenses under the criminal code. So generally, we can assist on criminal matters if they meet the following criteria. First, if the charge is a less serious offense under the criminal code, we may be able to assist with things like assault, theft under $5,000, and mischief under $5,000. Second, the accused person must have been over the age of 18 at the time of the offense. Third, the Crown must not be seeking jail time. This is often known early on when the accused person receives their screening form from the Crown. And fourth, the accused does not qualify for a legal aid certificate. Oftentimes, if someone is facing a reasonable chance at jail, they will likely qualify for a legal aid certificate. Offenses that are too serious for us to help with include things like assault causing bodily harm, failure to comply with probation, most sex-related charges, most firearms-related charges, impaired driving, and so on.
Moving on to the Landlord and Tenant Board. This is one of our busiest areas. We may assist with matters involving maintenance issues, unlawful landlord entry, illegal charges, mold, bedbug issues, harassment, and so on. Some areas that we do not assist in are landlord assistance. We only assist tenants. Tenants against tenants matters. We do not assist in matters that may result in the eviction of another tenant. Eviction matters. We refer all eviction matters to Kenaowea Legal Clinic. If you or someone you know wishes to contact Kenaowea, we have included their information towards the end of our presentation. LUCLS only deals with provincially regulated offenses and therefore generally cannot deal with matters governed under the federal government, such as landlord and tenant issues on reserve land.
We may also be able to assist with select small claims court matters where someone is seeking either the payment of money or the return of personal property. We have assisted in disputes over personal belongings such as pets, furniture, and vehicles, and to qualify, the value of the claim cannot exceed $35,000. Civil matters we do not assist with include personal injury matters and insurance disputes.
In terms of employment law, we provide legal services where workers have been denied their right in their course of or in the termination of their employment. Termination of employment can occur in several ways, including dismissal without cause, dismissal with cause, constructive dismissal, and resignation. We also provide help where the employer has not followed the Employment Standards Act 2000, also known as the ESA. The ESA covers topics such as minimum wage, payment of wages, tips and gratuities, overtime and vacation pay, public holidays, notice and termination pay, severance pay, hours of work, leaves, reprisals, termination of employment, and so on. The ESA does not apply to federally regulated employers such as trucking companies or banks. Federally regulated jobs, which may include jobs on Indigenous reserve land, or self-employed workers such as independent contractors. Sometimes employees are often incorrectly classified as independent contractors, and we can help determine if a worker is actually an independent contractor or an employee entitled to the rights set out in the ESA. The ESA also has some statutory exemptions. Some of the statutory exemptions include students in work experience programs, an individual who is in community participation under the Ontario Works Act 1997, or inmates in work or rehabilitation programs. We can assist a worker with claims to the Minister of Labour, Small Claims Court, or the Human Rights Tribunal in Ontario.
So in order to retain Lucals, we have a short screening process that all of our applicants have to go through. First, we need to determine whether or not an applicant is eligible for our services. They can do that by calling our office. And for reference, our general eligibility requirements are: 1, meeting a certain income threshold as set out by Legal Aid Ontario; 2, being within our geographical jurisdiction that we serve, so that's the Thunder Bay District; and 3, the matter must pertain to an area of law that we serve. When the applicant calls our office, they would need to undergo the screening process with our admin staff. And then once admin determines the applicant does qualify, then the applicant will have a full intake booked with one of our caseworkers. The intake interview is more in depth and allows us to collect important details about the matter. Next, the matter is reviewed by our review counsel, who would make the decision on whether or not we can accept the case. Once the decision is made, the applicant is contacted and notified. Should the matter be approved by review counsel, the next step is then for the client to come and sign a retainer agreement with us.
Okay, so speaking now to client responsibilities, in accordance with our retainer agreement, our clients also have some key responsibilities that they need to uphold. These responsibilities include attending all scheduled meetings, appointments, and court or tribunal appearances, maintaining contact with their student caseworker, updating the clinic if their contact information changes, updating the clinic if their financial situation changes. This also includes when the financial situation changes for anyone the client lives with or receives support from. And in rare cases, clients may be asked to pay back money that Lucals has had to spend on their behalf to work on their matter. These are known as disbursements. These disbursement costs arise only in limited cases where, for example, it may be necessary to conduct a property or title search to determine a landlord or owner name, or where the courts require a fee for filing or issuing documents, or for things like medical records. And finally, we expect all of our clients to treat all members of Lucals with respect, and of course, that respect is paid to the clients as well. Lucals may provide additional client responsibilities in the retainer agreement that are specific to a client and their case. These terms would be discussed before signing.
Multiple times throughout the year, Lucals holds or assists with birth certificate clinics for the public. They're free of charge for qualifying low and no income individuals for Ontario and Manitoba birth certificate applicants only. This month, Roots to Harvest is hosting an ID clinic on Monday, August 14th, 2023, and Norwest Community Health Center has one on Friday, August 18th, 2023. But if you're watching this after August of 2023, you're welcome to call Roots to Harvest, Norwest, or us at Lucals for a current list of upcoming ID clinics in the Thunder Bay area.
Okay, so here we've just provided some additional community resources for reference. Legal Aid Ontario may be able to answer questions regarding whether someone qualifies for a legal aid certificate. The Law Society of Ontario can provide people in need with contact information for lawyers and paralegals who offer a free consultation. They may also assist with any other questions or complaints the person may have. Thunder Bay Law Association provides a local list of lawyers and paralegals, as well as court information and other community resources. Kinaawea Legal Clinic provides legal advice and assistance to residents of the District of Thunder Bay who need assistance, including eviction matters.
And that brings us to the end of our presentation. So thank you everybody for taking the time to listen.